Seems very odd, because we talked just a few months ago at Buckingham Palace, didn't we? As we were celebrating the Jubilee. I know you were involved in the sort of the lights and the beacons and all that ceremony that was taking place today. It seems very odd that just within a few short months we're now at this stage in our history.
I know, it's so sad, so sad. I was actually in Turkey on holiday when I heard, and I just had to go back to my room, and I don't mind admitting shedding a few tears, because you know, it signals the end of an era, and I just felt the light of the world had gone out. You know, because she's such a gracious lady, and as you know, I've been involved with her jubilees. Well, the Golden Jubilee, Diamond Jubilee, Platinum Jubilee, and a 90th birthday, and other events. And she was also always so gracious and so kind when I was by her side undertaking these duties for her.
I suppose she must have relied very much on you and others like you to actually, so she knew what was going to happen when.
No, I mean, you know, I built, when I do these events, I build a team around me of people, you know, a lot of people who really know what they're doing. So there is that comfort value of bringing people together, not just in celebration, but the people who need to be with you when you're organising these events. And we've had some funny moments during rehearsals, you know, when especially rehearsing the lighting of the principal beacon on several occasions where things went wrong, but that's why you have rehearsals. But I can honestly say in all the 30 years I've been organising these events for Her Majesty the Queen, we've not had one report of an accident in 30 years. So, you know, people really took notice of what we were saying and what we were asking them to do. It
must be remarkable in your line of work, Bruno, that obviously attention to detail is everything. As you say, getting the problems ironed out in rehearsal and what have you. But there must be just a tremendous sense of duty to make sure it is right for Her Majesty. And that must now be twofold when it comes to something like her state funeral.
Well, you know, I'm not involved in the funeral. They don't need Bruno Peek. They have got their own people organising the funeral. But I've been mainly based around the celebratory aspect of our monarch. But I can understand the detail that they're going to have to go into. But the detail is part of what I enjoy, because it's the detail that helps the pageantry and the public enjoy or mark these special occasions. So, no, I always enjoy the real getting down into the detail of these events. It's so much fun, and I'm going to miss her.
It must be good fun, but heck of a responsibility, because if there's something that is always noticed right throughout the world when pageantry comes into anything we do, they always say how well we do it. And it's that very attention to detail that we're all so proud of. But that's a heck of a responsibility for somebody like you, isn't it?
Oh, it is. And I understand that. And I must admit, you know, I still get nervous. I'm not going to lie. I still get nervous. But, you know, as I said, I build a good team of people around me, because, you know, this is not just me. This is many thousands of people around the world and around the country get involved in these events. So they do rely on you for providing them with the necessary information that they can just get on and do the job. So we do spend a lot of time on putting together what we call the guide to taking part, so that people, when they want to get involved, it's a bit like ticking off a wedding list, you know, what needs to be done. But as I said, we've been successful in everything we've done, because we've rehearsed, and really got down to the detail.
I find it very difficult to sort of get into my head quite how you must feel, Bruno, in the sense that when we talked outside Buckingham Palace, that very evening, watching the principal beacon being lit by Her Majesty. Of course, I was watching the TV and saw you by her side, and it was extraordinary for me to think, well, I was talking to him earlier this morning, and now he stood right next to the Queen. That was strange for me. For you, as someone who knew her and worked with her and dealt with her as closely as you did, this just must be the most extraordinary few days.
It's very sad. Sorry, excuse me. Sorry. It's very sad. Very sad. Her passing words to me on Jubilee night was thank you. And I'll never forget it. She just looked at me and gave me a wonderful smile and just said thank you. And I'll never forget those words.